It is 8 o'clock on the East Coast. It is 5 o'clock on the West Coast. It is the 12th of February in the year of our Lord 2026, season 16, episode 32. 753 times you have been welcomed to the Clubhouse Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, and pro wrestling. Welcome. My name is Rob. I am the executive producer of the Clubhouse Podcast, and we are finally skating at full strength again. That way from me is my co-host and a man who's ready to talk about a movie, but not tonight. He is Alex. What's going on, man?
You know, it was a week off. It was a very enjoyable week off for the anniversary, and thank you for picking up the slack. Are you really going to join us, Boo Boo?
Shout out to Doc.
Yes, thank you very much, Doc.
And
Boo Boo.
I see a Roo.
Come on, Roo.
At the bottom of your screen is the official fact checker of Sooner Gator Productions. And a man who surprised me a little bit this week. And we'll talk about why a little bit later. You may know him as Igbunu, but his mama named him Don Ford. I'm going to call him Don Ford. Hey, man. Don,
I think he's still muted.
Try now.
Okay, now it says unmuted. Now you can hear me? Okay, Now it says not. Okay. First up, I call it February for February. I call it February. But some emails I sent earlier today, I think I know what you're going to be talking about later.
Mm-hmm. You probably do. Let us dive in. But Don, we're doing something that you don't know we're doing. Here
okay.
The superb owl was a thing. I'm a little bit behind on my podcast here at Sunset Lounge DFW. And today I listened to one of the podcasts I got through was Norm's Super Bowl pick episode.
Oh, how'd he do?
Norm, he said, I'm taking Seattle and I'm taking him huge. But he put out there a stat that I did not know.
What's
did
that?
you know that as of now, 49 of the 60 teams that have won the Superb Owl are the teams with the better defense, the higher ranked defense.
I am actually surprised it's only 49, to be honest with you.
Don't get me wrong, because as we know, defense wins championships.
Mm-hmm.
But to have it that high of a number, I was kind of like, oh, all right, well, I'm putting that on the run sheet.
See, honestly, I would have guessed it would have been easily over 50 because there were so many years where your high score was like 14, 17, things of that ilk. So for it to be at 49, yes, still very high, but it makes me wonder, like, okay, St. Louis Rams.
Yeah.
So, and I know there's a couple of Patriots teams on there too.
What were the odds at the beginning of the year in Seattle of winning this thing?
They were
about 45 to 1.
45 to 1.
Norm said 60 to 1 on both teams.
Oh, right. And then I remember, I asked Norm at the beginning of the year when we were doing the fantasy picks, right, and I was playing Vanna White. He told me that I asked him, who'd be the one team you think is going to be raising the trophy at the end of the year? He told me Baltimore. So we thought at the beginning of the year, which would be a good pick, but I don't think anybody picked the Super Bowl of those two teams being New England and Seattle this year.
Well, you think about
that years ago, but not this year.
One of the stats they said in pregame was 50 guys on the roster for New England were in their first year.
30.
Oh, I thought it was 50 of the.
No. It was 30.
But still, I mean, that's a high. Yeah. That's over half of your team. Mm-hmm. And I do want to talk a little bit about my Superb Owl experience, if you gentlemen will indulge me a little bit.
I very much would like you to.
As I announced last week, I was able to watch the Superb Owl. Thank you to Rachel. A friend of hers gave her tickets to Cosm, and it was an absolute thing. We got there. I was planning on, they opened the doors at 2, and I planned on getting there at that point, but some things kind of blew the wheels off my weekend, which we won't get into. That's all fixed now. We're all good now, or I wouldn't be on right now. So you can probably do the math. But I got there at about 4-ish. She was already there. When I walked in, there were Cosm cheerleaders next to all of these like lit up pillars, and they were blah, 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 blah. And they gave me a lanyard because I had reserved seats in the dome, which was kind of cool. We were on the second level. We were just under the overhang. So we were at one of the tall tables. Put a pin in that because we're going to come back to it. I like that the starting lineups, because some of this will cross over, gentlemen. I'm just going in order of my notes. I like that the starting lineups were done while they were in the tunnel. Because when a game starts, let's get to the game. And I will say to NBC, do that all the time. Because I do like the Rob Irvin Broward Community College. I like that. But I like it being done.
Broward Community College checking in.
That's right, which is now Broward College because it's a 4-year now.
Well, I want to say that one got changed again. Anyways, let's not get too far away. Go.
But I like that they did it in the tunnel. Because when I'm in the game, let's get to the game. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
One of the things you guys may not have seen on your feed, because at Cosm they have their own cameras, so we've got stuff constantly going. And I'll show you what our view looked like here in a minute. There was a 50-50 being done at Levi Stadium. One of the most favorite thing that Rachel and I did that entire evening was just watching the 50-50. Now, I'm going to let you guys guess at kickoff what the number for the 50-50 raffle was when the ball was kicked off to start the game. Now, this is the exact amount, the full amount. Right. The winner will get half of that, and the other half goes to charity.
Now, I want to clarify, you did text me that, so I am recusing myself.
Okay. Don, you want to guess?
Well, they had a 50-50 drawing at the Cosm.
At the Super Bowl.
No, at the Super Bowl.
Oh,
at Levi Stadium, and they had it on one of the little boards that goes around the stadium. So Rachel and I were watching that number.
Can I set up a prior question for this?
No, I didn't know yet, but I'm gonna say it will be crazy because it was a Super Bowl and how expensive
at kickoff. Don, guess how much the amount was at kickoff.
As I said, I've seen it at kickoff at regular games like 25,000. So do you know what? Since this is a Super Bowl, I'm going to say $750,000.
You're way over.
I was going to posit the question to start of first, Don, do you think that the winner split was more or less than what their tickets cost?
At kickoff, it was $331,000.
Okay.
So it's still a massive amount, but
at the half,
at kickoff,
at the half, it was $450,000. After the third quarter, it was $540,000. It ended at $575,000.
And somehow Tom Brady won.
It fascinated me. Now, boys, we got there, and Don put some numbers out there last week, and Alex corrected me on those numbers of what these tickets were worth. I don't want to go into it. Just know it's expensive. So when I sat down, there was a specialty, and I'm going to show it to you guys what it looks like. This was on our table. Don't worry that you can't read it because we're going to go through it here in a minute. This was a special tasting menu that was only available for people who were in the dome. So if you were outside of the dome, this would have been more. Now,
and for anybody playing, that's the Cosm rules. If you're in the dome, you can do just about whatever you want. That's the real benefit beyond the dome itself.
So, boys, I'm going to change the angle here because I've got to add the slides to the stage. This is in pregame was our view.
It really looks like you're in a suite at the game. It's insane.
Look at Rachel's post. The only bad thing about pregame was as you can see, the sun is beating down on the other side. So all of the cool stuff that people had, the little cards, so it said like USA 250, we couldn't see it really well. Even in 10.5K video, we couldn't see it. Goodness, you okay over there, Don?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through. This is not an exact order. This is the order of the tasting menu because in the second half they moved some stuff around. I don't know if stuff wasn't ready.
Now, did that come with the meal? I mean, with the ticket, or did you have to pay for it?
No. Because we were in the dome, as I just said.
Yeah.
Because we were in the dome, this was included.
Okay.
The first thing there's categories. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 categories. Not necessarily courses, but they are categories that are themed to the teams. So the first 2 dishes come from the Golden Gate category. The first thing I forgot to tell you, this was a photo op that I did. I have my own card now. It is sealed. It came with a thing. And this was free. This was included for everybody, whether you were in the dome or not.
You're lucky this is a family-friendly show because I want to give you the finger that I don't have one of these.
And Rachel has one too. I was going to do the Al Bundy pose.
Should have.
But I changed my mind last minute. And it only took they took it in 10 minutes later. Like I said, this is in the plastic with the seal on it. Like I feel fancy. So the first thing they brought us, and by the way, our sodas were included as well. So I was Coke Zeroing it up the entire time. This is a 48-hour red chili short rib slider. And by the way, Rachel took all of the pictures of the food. So shout out to Rachel.
Now, I want to classify. We've had many of the sliders at other events we've been to Cosm. They have all been very good. How do you feel about this one, Rob?
This was different.
Okay.
My taste buds were expecting more of a barbecue-y flavor, but the red chili did work really well. Really, really well. Next up, now, if you see anything that's seafood related, I ate mine and Rachel's because Rachel doesn't like seafood. I don't understand it. I don't question it. So the other part of the Golden Gate category was a cup of clam chowder with sourdough to dip it in.
Oh, wow.
Sourdough of San Francisco.
This was fantastic. And I wanted just to go New England clam chowder. Next up is the North Beach Little Italy category.
Ooh.
Which we started with a wild mushroom arancini with shaved truffle and induja aioli. This was also amazing. my I didn't even need my knife. The fork cut right through it.
Nice.
The arancini was fantastic. The truffle, I mean, I'm a big truffle fan. So then we had a meatball with focaccia, pomodoro, and fontina fondue. I had to take the meatball off of this because it was going to be a mess any other way.
That's a fair point.
Now, at this point in the game, I'm going, dude, I'm really hungry. And these portions may or may not handle business for me today. So
everything is snack related.
Our server, and I want to get her name right because our server was amazing. And we promised her we'd shout her out on the show. Where Deja, Dajah. She was amazing. If you ever get to meet her at Cosm, she'll take care of you.
I think she's helped us before.
She's amazing.
I think we've had Deja a couple of times.
Very, very possible. Yeah. So I said, hey, I want to order food because I love their wings. Cosm's wings are just next level.
They cracked the code there for sure.
They still had a very limited menu. It was a one-pager. So I ordered some wings and some fries. I'll pay for them. Not a big deal. I had a budget in my head anyway. Next up, we go to the Embarcadero Pier. And we start with a Filipino. It's like a little seafood salad. Had a little lemon wedge. You squeeze a lemon over it. You have the little shrimpies there, And then you have the lettuce. Fantastic. And again,
Looks really good.
she just pushed hers over to me because she doesn't do seafood. This next one is where it gets interesting. This is something I've never had before. And you're going to hear me say that a little bit here in this deal. Next up, we had a seafood Louie.
Oh.
What this is, there were 3 mussels in here. So I had to open up the shells and then get the meat out. And then there was like I guess you could call it a tomato-y base. What I didn't know as I got into this with my spoon, there were 2 shrimp at the bottom. Nice little surprise there.
So hidden.
Yeah. Next up, we go to the Fisherman's Wharf, where we were given a crab roll.
Oh.
This was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of crab rolls in general, but this was different because it was served more like a lobster roll, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, that's when I saw crab roll on there, I was a little curious, but this was what I was expecting.
Then they brought us fish and chips.
Nice.
Wow.
Which was amazing. The tartar sauce on point with the fries. Now, by this time, I had eaten my wings and my fries. Then we go to Chinatown, where we were served a char siu pork belly bao bun.
Ooh, I like bao buns.
If you've never had a bao bun, they're very plain. They're very light. They're fluffy. They're airy.
They're filling.
The pork belly, it works very well. They work well off of each other. And very, 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 very strong flavor in the pork bun. Now, at this point in the game, my belly's going, hey, man, can you pace yourself a little bit? And my brain is going, shut up, you.
I know what I'm about. I'm in charge of me.
This next piece is the only one I didn't finish, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Everything else I finished, whether it was mine or mine and Rachel's. Because
was it a little daffy for you?
The stuff they're putting in front of me, I am not letting that go to waste. I don't care who you are.
Nope.
Next up, they gave us one of those little like the Chinese food to go container kind of things.
Oh wow, the white to go.
Yeah,
a box.
Yeah, they were a little half the size of a normal one, which contained garlic noodles with Peking duck.
Oh wow.
The noodles were even like the garlic flavor was very, very nicely balanced. However, the noodles themselves were very rich. And I've discovered, because I'll try just about anything once when it comes to food.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Peking duck. It's a little too gamey for me.
Are those udon? Because they look like udon.
I think they were.
Okay.
Everything else was fantastic. I'm just not. Mm-hmm. I don't like duck. It's a little gamey. Then we go to the Mission District. Hold on to your butts, boys. This is a toast with elote and skirt steak.
Yup.
This is on the metal stand, boys. I don't care how full I was, because this was like one of the last things they brought us. Because this is where things kind of got out of order a little bit. I'm like, I don't care if I'm at that guy in Monty Python in the meaning of like, it is a Wefardine mint. I don't care. This is happening. And it was, because you guys know my love for elote and my love for skirt steak and my love for tostadas. And it's all the things.
Yep.
I even ate it element by element because it was so good. Then, and this may shock you, especially you, Alex.
Okay.
Because they brought us chicharrones, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
But they were with guacamole.
Oh.
I ate the guacamole.
I am not saying this to be insulting. It must have been a mild guacamole.
It was okay. It was passable.
Well, I know you were not a big fan of spice, so that's why I asked.
Yeah. But I'm also not a big fan of avocados. I don't like guac in general.
Oh, wow. Fair. Did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Not my wife loves it. Me, I'm done. I'm out. But this wasn't bad because, again, this was a culinary adventure for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to dessert. There is sticking the landing And then there is the Giardelli sourdough bread pudding.
Oh, man. Love bread pudding.
You know I'm not allowed to like this.
Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for the gift that was this with the little bit of vanilla ice cream. Oh, this is sin on a plate, gentlemen.
Yep.
There's no other way to say it. And this showed up. This showed up about 4 minutes left in the game. So this went all the way through.
This was your Rivera.
I mean, this was. Now we get to the end of the night, and I say to my server, I say to Deja, I'm like, hey, I like to get my tab because I've got the wings and I got the fries. And she's like, no.
Oh, really?
That's included too. Because my original thing was, I'm going to start with this. And she's like, no, we're bringing all of this to you as the game goes. Sweet mama. But so she rang me up a penny tab so I could tip her because that was important to me.
Yeah.
And if I can speak for the panel, tip your servers or don't go.
Yep. And since because neither Rachel or I drink, we couldn't run an alcohol tab. And we got the shout out. Shippy was there, so I got to say hey to him. He's up in the 3rd level.
Yep.
They also gave us a towel. I forgot to bring my towel. It's like a little rally towel that's got the Cosm logo on it.
Very cool.
Now, I want to go back to talking about where we sat because there was a conundrum. If you go to Cosm and you watch an event at Cosm, they put the network feed on little subscreens.
I see where this is going.
The problem was the subscreens were in the bottom 2 corners. So Rachel and I could not see the subscreens or the commercials. However, there was a guy next to us. This man is a genius. Never got his name, but sir, if you watch this, I even said to him, "You're the smartest person in this building." He had one of those phones that folds out.
Okay.
So he, in the pregame, again, genius. He actually he pulled up the Peacock feed, the same feed because I think they were using the Peacock feed. He was able to sync his phone to the Peacock feed exact.
Oh.
So when the commercials kicked in, I watched the commercials on his phone. Because I'm like, I got to figure this out because this is angering me. And I even said to him, I said, thank you for doing that. You're the smartest man in the building. He just started laughing. He's like, yeah, I can't believe. Because normally they have it a little bit higher up so you can see it. These are way back down in the corner.
Well, a lot of the events, they actually put them at the top.
Yeah.
Now, other ones where they put them at the lower sides, in my experience, they've had one feed at the top middle. So there's always been a top and bottom. So I'm surprised to hear there was only bottoms.
Now, the halftime show, they put a big square in the middle. I thought the halftime show was fantastic.
I loved it.
A lot of people wearing Bad Bunny gear at the Cosm, which I respect. Although the ladies behind me might have impaired my hearing of said halftime show because they were so excited. And I'm not, as the kids like to say, I ain't gonna yuck somebody's yum. You know what I mean? The production value is fantastic. Now, also, because we were at Cosm and they have their own cameras, we got to watch them set everything up and tear everything down, which for a guy like me, that's awesome because I love watching the logistics of all this happen. We had the Lady Gaga, she's always incredible. No lip syncing, kids. There was no lip syncing in this show. Know that. We had the Ricky Martin, who was amazing. And then if you looked outside the little house thing, there were some celebrities there. And Alex, I held on to one in case you didn't know he was there.
Go ahead.
Jessica Alba was there. The Pedro Pascal was there.
Equal opportunity. How you doing?
I got alerted from the ESPN in the 3rd quarter. One of the people on that porch was one Ronald Acuna Jr. which I was very happy about. Let's go,
Well,
Brave.
we don't want to leave out Cardi B and a number of other people were there as well.
Which was, and I thought the halftime show was great. I loved it. I enjoy the work of the Bad Bunny, even though I'm like language and a quarter, but it's got a beat. I can dance to it. It's got more hooks than a tackle box.
Hey, up until last night, I've been singing Titi Me Pregunto all week.
Oh, and he did put a little Daddy Yankee out there, a little Gasolina.
The pop. Oh, the pop when Gasolina was said.
Oh, you should have been where I was.
I wish I was.
It's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I love that song. I'm a big Gasolina fan, especially for a song that's the better part of 25 years old.
Yeah.
We did see the guy that ran on the field. So, like, when Alex and I went and saw the Stanley Cup Finals last year, there was a guy sitting on the glass that had like clown makeup on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Now you remember? He jumped up on the glass.
He was like trying to stand on the railing and got kicked out.
Security came down and he gave security the finger and they chased him. We watched the whole thing happen.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen at a sporting event. And no way should we have been witness to it.
Same thing with the guy that ran on the field. We watched them chase him down and the whole place was going crazy.
Yeah, it was weird that Mike Tirico just kept calling him a rocket scientist. It was like, is this planned and nobody told somebody? And then Kyle Williams of the Patriots stops him?
So, Rob, during Bad Bunny, what was the main feed on the big screen? Was it a side, like the big one, or was it the regular feed from NBC, or was it a different?
No, it was the NBC feed. We were watching because they had cameras on the field, whereas Cosm doesn't. And when you do the logistics of a show like that, and I know this because as we've talked about many times on the show, I have been in one of these. Mm-hmm. There is meticulous planning that goes into what cameras are showing what and when. Yeah. We had to be on the network feed for that. Now, we watched them take everything apart. We even watched it in the post game, watched them put everything together. And I love that. I'm here for that.
Mm-hmm. Wait, other question. And I brought this up at the screening the other night. What extra special cameras like in WWE, they have by the entrance, they have one right like at the barrier, like you're sitting ringside. They got the ones on top of the ring post. What special cameras do they have extra that the regular people don't get that's special to Cosm? And
they had one in the upper bowl.
Okay.
And if you had $8,000, you could be sitting near it. Okay. They had one in the lower bowl. They had one on either side of the 50. And then you had one behind each goalpost. Now, I've got pictures of all of this. But one thing that was cool about the ones behind the goalpost is when the cheerleading squads would come into the goalpost during the breaks and do their routines, that camera was on. So we got to see all the dance routines that everybody else was watching commercials for, which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah. And we got to see every touchdown as it was scored from that same camera. Cosm just knows what they're doing. And and if you've got the coin, go. I don't care what they're doing. Go for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Alex, Harry Potter's next. So no. Whether it's sporting event, whatever they're showing, they show a couple of the Cirque du Soleil's in there, which has to be insane. Had a blast. Thank you again, Rachel, for bringing me with you. I definitely ate way too much. There was a Zantac partaking when I got home. But it was totally worth it. And thank you, Deja, for being an amazing server. So, all right, boys, we're going to have to burn through standings real quick. The NBA All-Star game is this weekend. And I got a stat for you. It's going to come real fast, boys. Eastern Conference in the Southeast Division, because the South is in the East. The Washington Wizards are currently 14-39. They are 14 games back in the division. Tony Kornheiser on PTI yesterday, and I updated it because they lost yesterday. And they're on a 3-game skid, by the way. In the last 3 seasons, the Washington Wizards are 48 and 169. I'm sorry, they're 47 and 170. I went the wrong way with it. Yeah. Let that sink in. That's less than a 250 average, a 250 winning percent.
The Wizards are so bad that MJ couldn't help them. Let's just be honest. That organization might not need to exist.
They are currently 7.5 games back of Atlanta. The Hawks are a half game back of Charlotte. Miami now falls behind Orlando by a half a game, but they are 2.5 ahead of Charlotte. In the Atlantic division, because the Atlantic's in the East, Brooklyn, they're 19.5 back. They're 14.5 back of the 76ers. Philly now a game and a half back on Toronto. Toronto 3 back on the Knicks, and Daryl's Knicks are now a half game back on Boston. In the Central division, the Indiana Pacers, man, what a fall. They're 26 back at the break, boys. And they are currently 8.5 back of Milwaukee. The Bucks are a half game back of Chicago. Chicago now 10 back of Cleveland. Cleveland is now 7 back of the Pistons, former champs of basketball. In the Southwest Division of the Western Conference, Fly Pelicans still isn't. They're 24 back. They are 6.5 back of Dallas. And Mavericks are a point back of Memphis. Memphis now 13 back of Houston. And Houston is now 4.5 back of San Antonio, who's on a 6-game heater, boys. And Wembanyama put up 40 last night. In the Northwest. Go ahead. No, please.
I was going to say, do you have a Detroit note that may be appearing in baseball?
We're not doing baseball today.
Well, it's tangential to that, so I didn't want to step on it. I just wanted to make sure because Cade Cunningham, local to our burg, is now a minority owner with the Texas Rangers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So congratulations to that Piston.
In the Northwest Division, the Utah Jazz is still terrible. They're 24 back. They're 8 back of Portland. Trailblazers are 7.5 back of Minnesota. Timberwolves are a game and a half back of Denver, but Oklahoma City still 7 up in that division. They're 42 and 13 right now. Let's see here. And in the Pacific Division, the Sacramento Kings are still bad. They're 21.5 back. They're 15 back of the Clippers. The Clippers are 2.5 back at Golden State. Golden State 3 back in Phoenix. Phoenix now a game back on the Lakers, even after losing that game last night. LeBron did sit. Anybody that has any issues with LeBron sitting last night, go pound sand. The man's 114 years old. Cut him a break. In the NHL, Eastern Conference, Atlantic Division, my Florida Panthers are in a free fall right now. But the good news is they're only 17 points back.
That's an easy makeup in the NHL.
Yeah. They're 2 back on Toronto. Toronto and Ottawa are tied. They are, they're both 6 points back of Boston. Bruins are a point back of Buffalo. Buffalo's 2 back of Detroit, and getting to the second place right now are who, Don? The Montreal Canadiens. They are currently only 6 back on my Lightning, and the Lightning on a 5-game heater. And now where are we going, Don?
The Metropolitan Division.
Beautiful. The New York Rangers are in that cellar. They're 28 points back. They're 8 back on New Jersey. The Jersey Devils are 3 back on the Flyers. Philly 4 back on Washington. Caps are tied with Columbus. They're both 4 back on the Islanders. And Don, your Pittsburgh Penguins are second in the division right now, but they're 8 point back on Carolina. Carolina's nuts right now. Okay, we're good there. Let's get to the Western Conference.
But before we get too far away, I want to give Don a little bit of extra credit. Normally it's from a low angle, but since the Canadians are at the top of the standings, he raised it up. I want to give credit to Don Ford on that.
Move up.
Pacific Division, the Vancouver Canucks are still terrible. They're 26 points back, and they're 10 back of Calgary. The Flames are now 6 back of San Jose. And the Sharks are 2 back on the Kings. The Kings are now 3 back on Anaheim, who are tied with the Kraken. They're both a point back on the Oilers. The Oilers now 4 back on Vegas. And in the Central Division, The St. Louis Blues are still in the cellar. They are now 34 points out of first place. They're 3 back on Winnipeg. The Jets are a point back on Chicago. Chicago's 6 back on Nashville. Predators are 5 back on Mammoth. Mammoth is 13 back on the Stars. The Stars are really staying in this thing. They're a point back on Minnesota and the Wild, but the Wild are still the Wild on a 5-game heater, Dallas on a 6-game heater, but Minnesota's still 5 points back of Colorado. I mean, somebody stop.
Colorado has been crushing for 2 solid seasons.
All right, boys, let's go to North America's favorite game show. What is the goal differential for the Vancouver Canucks?
Oh,
I want to do this. I'm going to do Sammy Hagar today. 55.
Oh, I was literally going to do that, and he cut me off from it. Because I was like, the last time I was close was a couple weeks ago when it was 50.
I want to do Sammy Hagar.
Hockey teams play about 4.5 games per week. I'm going to go 59. So 2 weeks.
The Vancouver Canucks have played 57 games. In those 57 games, they are 18-33-6. They're currently at 42 points. They're 6-21-4 at home, 12-18-2 on the road. They're 2-7-1 in their last 10, and they're on a 3-game skid. Last week, the Vancouver Canucks were at a minus 55.
Okay.
This week, they're at a minus 61.
Oh.
And they're getting ready for their all-star break. I still think their skills challenge in Vegas, when they were doing the skill shots cards, one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Absolutely. And especially the islands on the Bellagio, the passing drill was the coolest thing.
All right, let's get into TV talk. Man, we want to send our best out to the friends and family because we are fans of one James Beek, who lost his battle with cancer yesterday at the age of 48. The outpouring of support for, as Jay Muse once said, the Dawson has been amazing to watch. He will be sorely missed. There is a GoFundMe up for his family to help with some expenses. So if you can, go ahead and seek that out if you are able to give, because this guy did nothing but give to people. He actually last summer autographed a bunch of replica jerseys of his from Varsity Blues, and they auctioned
Moxon jerseys. That's awesome.
Yeah. We will never forget. I don't want your life. I have the soundtrack to that movie. I am
That's a great soundtrack.
Oh. Yeah. Was it Sprung Monkey doing Thunderstruck? Oh, My Hero's on there.
Yes.
Got a track on there. Like
and that's also a rough one because it's you got to be good to people because you got the 3 of the youngest people that were part of that cast are now gone.
And Billy Bob just asking his teacher to prom. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes in that movie.
And here's the thing.
Will you go to prom with me? Sorry.
This has already been set. I'm going to say he died of colon cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's the thing. This was already set before. I already done one. On March 6th, Friday, March 6th, I got my regular checkup with the
colonoscopy.
My colon,
But Don, did you see the Super Bowl commercial with Bruce Arians?
Yeah.
Talking about that? I lost my mind.
Yeah.
In that commercial.
But seriously, you should do it once you hit 50. You should go. If everything's okay, you're supposed to do it every 10 years.
Yep. I've
already done one 5 years ago, and mine's set for March 6th.
Yep.
Go
get yourself checked, man.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I love that commercial, because it was like, relax your tight end. I enjoyed that commercial very much, especially because it was Bruce Arians too, and that brother's been through it.
Yeah, that is true.
Stuff we watched this week. I've actually got a couple things, but gentlemen, anyone Bueller?
I've wrapped up Invincible in anticipation of next month's premiere of the next season for that. I'm going to be shifting on to Shoresy since we're coming up close to that. So I don't have anything new.
Time to
Don, do you? Don, do you have something for what we watched this week?
I watched the season finale of that Spartacus remake.
House of Asher. How is that, by the way?
It's good. If you like
Okay.
Spartacus, is it the best? No, but is it the worst? No.
I need to
Okay.
just go back from the beginning and rewatch everything because
Yeah, I was going to say, I really dug the originals. It was tough for me to come back to it after, again, cancer affecting television.
Yeah.
So I was curious to see this because Asher was such the most hated character in those early seasons. So I was curious where they were going with this. Apparently, there has been some rumor, and Stephen DeKnight has said himself that he's still knee-deep in the Spartacus realm, so there will be more seasons.
Yeah,
Whether they be House of Asher or others coming.
That series overall is to be a lot like The Wire. The number of people that have come out of that show and gone on to much bigger and better things.
It gave Peter Mensah an actual showcase.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like the other Spartacus, make time for it or stream it back. It's on Stars. So
all right, boys, I am back on the Jeopardy bandwagon.
Oh no.
What happened?
No, I'm back on. I'm watching again.
I know,
but did you guys hear about what happened last night?
No.
We are currently in the Jeopardy Invitational Tournament.
Okay.
We get to final.
I did hear about this. This is great.
The girl in the middle was the one in third place, and she didn't know. And so she wrote on her screen, "What is, I hope they both bet it all."
Yep.
Because she only bet like $400. The other two got it wrong, and they both bet it all. I laughed hysterically. That's
a funny one.
I love Ken Jennings. It's still a little weird for me.
It is.
But I got back into it. And after Alex and I went to a movie last night, I told him I was going to do something before I wrote my review on it. And we'll talk about that movie next week. I'm about 30 minutes into the first episode of The Beatles Get Back that Peter Jackson did. First of all, technology is amazing.
That is true.
The remastering that they did on those rehearsals, it looks like they recorded this last week. The 4K is gorgeous. And I want to see what they've done with Beatles Anthology because that's on Disney Plus too.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the DVDs. I actually have the laser discs over there.
I have the DVDs and the soundtrack.
Well, I've got the soundtracks too, but they never released it on Blu-ray.
Oh,
but the reason I kept
ahead of that though.
Well, but the reason I kept my DVDs is that those DTS tracks are some of the most hardcore DTS tracks I've ever heard on a disc ever. It will blow up your living room in the best possible way.
Especially yours.
Yeah. So I'm looking to see if they've upgraded it to 4K and they've added some extra footage too. So let's get into some headlines. HBO Max, TBS, TNT. They are adapting Baldur's Gate into a series.
I have no baseline for this, but I am curious.
But the weird thing is the people that created the video game said they have no involvement. Yeah.
4K?
I did the same thing. Hulu, ABC, Disney, Fox. They've renewed the floor for seasons 6 and 7.
Okay. I'm game on that.
I love that show.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of Dancing with the Stars headlines this week.
What's up with that?
Are they actually going to start using actual stars?
Well, they're doing their first ever fan convention. It's going to take place July 31st through August 2nd at the Acrisure Arena in Palm Springs, California. And you're getting a new spin-off series that's going to be called Dancing with the Stars, The Next Pro. That was announced today. So
that's interesting. That's been in rumor for a few years now, hasn't it?
I'm interested, but I still wouldn't watch. But if you go to YDC a couple of weeks ago, they had a guy that used to work at the ticket that's like a Dancing with the Stars expert, like from day one. So I'm sure he's excited about the convention. And we want to send a shout out to The Simpsons. They've hit 800 episodes. So, and not stopping anytime soon.
Thank God.
Why would they?
Last week, Don, you and I talked with Doc about NBC rebooting the Rockford Files. We now have Jim Rockford cast.
Who's that going to be?
It will be one David Boreanaz. I'm kind of here for it.
I have no baseline for the Rockford Files, but Boreanaz is good.
I know we talked about when you were on the show 2 weeks ago because we were talking about James Garner being Jim Rockford. And
right, and that was where we were talking about Maverick and all the other projects that have been rebooted that he did.
So David Boreanaz will be your Jim Rockford. I'll check out the pilot.
Okay.
Prime Video has more God of War casting. Callum Vinson will play Atreyu.
Yes.
And
which means we're going to hear Ryan Hurst screaming the word boy a lot.
And you're going to get a lot of Nick Cage this year because in June we're getting the John Madden movie. And they've now said Spider Noir will debut May 27th. I watched the trailer today. One of the things that fascinates me about this, you can watch it in black and white or color. I will watch it in black and white first because the black and white just looks amazing.
Well, and it is also noir. So, but did you see Nicolas Cage's response for what his performance is inspired by?
No.
He said it's a blend of two very commonly known actors. It is 70% Humphrey Bogart and 30% Bugs Bunny.
Well, he does his maneuver from Gone in 60 Seconds when he does this thing.
Donnie, Lowrider.
And I love the tagline. With no power comes no responsibility. TV on DVD and Blu-ray this week. Just the only thing I saw on my list was season 1 of Dexter Resurrection. It'll be available.
Okay.
Let's get into movies and stuff we watched this week. That is not stuff we're going to talk about in new releases. Anything, gentlemen?
I have only had 2 movies this week, but they apply to that category.
All right. Don?
It's the new on me, except for the on movie-wise.
I did see that Predator Badlands is currently available on Disney Plus and Hulu, so I'll be checking that out very soon. Trailer talk. I saw the trailer for Disclosure Day, which they showed during the Superb Owl. Maybe.
It's Spielberg doing sci-fi. Are we really not? I mean,
I don't know. The premise seems real shallow.
But the problem is I don't think we really know what the premise is. We've been teased a premise.
And he's tried some sci-fi before and some hasn't, you know.
We also saw the trailer for the Hail Mary project, which...
Project Hail Mary?
Yeah, Project Hail Mary. I'm sorry. I might go.
I'm having Walters and I had a brief talk about this. I'm having a hard time not just seeing a Spaceman remake with a rock or a rock alien in place of a spider. I'm still going to give it a shot, but...
And we also saw
the premise of that.
It's based on a book about a guy who's he's in a mission to save the planet and winds up meeting a rock creature, and they become friends, and the rock creature's planet is dying as well, so they need to save both planets.
Yeah, the concept is they're both heading to the sun for a reason, but it's the sun for both of their solar systems, so they wind up teaming up to an extent.
Okay.
And there was the trailer for Hoppers. I'm intrigued.
I have such a low bar with that one, but
I don't know. Headlines, because Austin Butler can't stop biopics.
Oh,
his next one, he's playing Lance Armstrong.
Cool. It's like, okay, what accent is he going to get stuck in now? Oh, right, Texan.
He doesn't have to take 2 years to get out of that accent, so he should be okay. And again, if you haven't seen Caught Stealing, go watch that movie. It's so good.
It's so fun.
Shout out to Zootopia.
The Caught Stealing. What's that one?
That is on Netflix currently. It is the one where he is involved in what feels like a very pulp action whodunit kind of thing.
Okay, so Caught Stealing. Okay.
Rob, you probably have another better way to put that.
I thought you went to that screening, Don.
I thought he
Let
did.
me do a double check on that one. Let me hold
on. So shout out to Zootopia 2. It has topped 1.8 billion worldwide.
Zebros.
So Mike Flanagan knows a little something about Stephen King. And Warner Brothers thinks so much of it, they've now given him The Mist. We're getting a new version of that. The Mist was the first audiobook that I heard surround effects in. I was at a museum and you put the headphones on and they would play you like a little bit from The Mist. So we officially have The Mummy 4.
And we have a date.
May 19th, 2028 with Rachel Weisz and Brendan Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here for it. Want to go local a little bit. Nora Jones, local, Booker T. Washington High School, University of North Texas. How you doing? She is working on the music for a musical adaptation of Practical Magic.
They have another sequel to that coming, don't they?
I know we have a sequel that's allegedly, I think, this year.
Okay. Yeah, and
But
that has all of them
the
back. But
third one. Because we need to have Momoa news in our life.
Sword fight.
He is starring in a video game adaptation that will be out November 10th next year, based on the first-person shooter Helldivers.
Oh, that's interesting.
He's the only one that's been announced.
I was hoping that the Wrecking Crew combo was going to wind up leading to Gears of War sooner with him in it.
That would be fun.
Yeah. The only person who's big enough that you don't need to CGI him.
Right. If you remember Jessica Gunning from Baby Reindeer, she is going to play Mama Cass in a biopic. And I saw a side-by-side. Yeah. I was like, okay, that will work. I mean, the facial features are almost identical. It's ridiculous. And we have more casting from the Beatles extravaganza that Sam Mendes is working on. We talked about Nora Jones earlier. Farkan Akhtar will play Ravi Shankar.
Okay. That's good casting.
Lucy Boynton from a movie I loved called Sing Street. She's going to play Jane Asher. Come on. There you go. Who was Paul McCartney's first fiance. I know I'm going to screw this up. Morfydd, Morfydd Clark. She plays. She's in the Lord of the Rings of Power series. She's Galadriel. She's also was in Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. She's going to play Cynthia Lennon. And Larry Lotley, who is Harvey Dent in Joker, is going to play Stuart Sutcliffe. So a lot more as we're getting closer to that. If you didn't see the image, the first image of the four gentlemen playing the Beatles, do yourself a solid. Holy cow, this movie's going to be
that broke my brain. And I still cannot stop laughing that somebody finally got Paul Mescal to shave.
And I showed it to my wife and she was like, it's just the Beatles. I'm like, no, look closer. And she's like, oh my God. Movie new releases in places you get movie new releases this week. A foreign animated film that is doing very well called Time Hoppers, The Silk Road hits theaters this week. Also, the Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi, Wuthering Heights, which I may go use an A-list and go check out maybe next week. A movie I actually watched on Monday called Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I can't talk too much about it because it's one of those spoiler minefield things. But you've got Haley Lou Richardson's in this. You've got Sam Rockwell is in this. Michael Pena's in this. The only way I can put this is if Edge of Tomorrow was done by Terry Gilliam. So if you're into that kind of film, I think you'll like it. If you're not, you're probably going to hate it because it's all over.
There's not really gray.
Yeah. Also this week, Cold Storage with one of the kids from Stranger Things is in this. And basically they find he's like a new security guard and they find a cold storage and zombies.
Yeah. It's Joe Keery.
I can remember his name.
Yeah. Just go back to Chicago.
We also have a documentary called Nirvana with Two Ends, the band, the show, the movie. Actually, it's not a documentary. I'm sorry. This is a narrative. When they're planning to book a show at the Rivoli goes horribly wrong, Matt and Jay accidentally travel back to the year 2008. I thought this was like a documentary. I mean, I am completely wrong. Directed and starring Matt Johnson. So you got that.
Never let it be said we don't go way down the list when we're reporting.
Hey. Also this week, Netflix has Joe's College Trip. Prime Video has Love Me, Love Me. They're also debuting tomorrow a movie called Georgia Peach that I'm going to check out. It looks interesting. Other movies that we saw this week, all three of us have seen Crime 101, and oddly, we all kind of line up. This
really
is the rare occasion that we all kind of line up on a film with the same thought process.
That's so insane. I don't know that we've ever agreed like that. There's always at least been one of us on an island.
Yeah. Don, would you say that we were all kind of aligned on that?
Yeah, because I gotta say, it even came down to the beach house with the big window, seeing the beach and the ocean.
Careful.
I'm just saying.
I'm just letting you know to be careful.
I don't care.
That's not in the trailers.
Heat Part 2. Heat Part 2. That's all it was.
No, because we're getting Heat Part 2. That ain't it. We are getting it though. Animated film called Goat.
Mm-hmm.
This week, I very much enjoyed this movie. Very, very much enjoyed this movie. It is so much better than it has any right to be. Stephen Curry, Caleb McLaughlin, Stranger Things. It's a really feel good movie. And if you're looking for something with the family on Valentine's Day weekend, it's a really good option. And Steph Curry playing a giraffe, I think we all see the irony there. We also have, I think that's everything this week. Yeah, that we got to cover. Movies on DVD and Blu-ray this week.
Was President's Cake this week?
Oh, President's Cake also. I didn't have that on my list, but yeah, this is up for best foreign film. It takes place in 1990 during Saddam Hussein's reign in Iraq. It's kind of intense, but
I figured we'd have to cover that one so that we could say, hey, Rob, you got more reviews than the rest of us this week. Where would those be found?
Those would be at www.theclubhousepodcast.com.
That's our website.
What was the movie about Saddam called again, Rob?
It's called The President's Cake. And why is this not working?
That's the one that, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the one that's been absolutely tearing up film festivals for people. They are loving it, even with its darkness and intensity.
Movies on DVD and Blu-ray this coming Tuesday. You have the Kate Mara Lawrence Fishburne film, The Astronaut. You have the Nicolas Cage, The Carpenter's Son, which I didn't get to watch my screener link in time for. You've got 4K steelbooks for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and Predator Badlands and Sisu Road to Revenge.
Oh, Sisu's happening. I got to go find that.
You also get the faith-based film Regretting You. You also have the Brendan Fraser highly reviewed Rental Family.
Mm-hmm.
You have Song Sung Blue, which is good, but it's just be prepared. It ain't the feel-good movie of the year. You have the Dave Bautista Trap House, which I'm actually kind of interested to see because it looks just like such a mess. And you have the Kate Beckinsale movie Wildcat that came out late last year. Excuse me, goodness mercy. Hold on. Update releases this week. You got 4K steelbooks of All the President's Men, A Beautiful Mind, the original Ben-Hur, Alex, 4K steelbook, Brotherhood of the Wolf.
I'm sorry. In this house, it is Le Pacte de Lupos. So, but I love that movie. I love it so much. And I am always going to be eternally grateful that I might be the only person in Texas that has a signed picture from the Brotherhood of the Wolf, thanks to our host.
Yep. Child's Play 2 gets that. The 2007 Dead Silence. You're getting a 4K collector's edition of the Jean-Claude Van Damme Opus Double Impact, as well as a 2-disc collector's edition of his movie Knockoff, which
not Knockoff.
Yeah.
Not Knockoff.
You're getting a 4K steelbook for the first Godfather, as well as the original Mean Girls, the movie Nightcrawler, which is great, but I'll never watch again. the original Stream, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, a 4K release for Small Soldiers, which is kind of an underrated, another great soundtrack.
Yes.
4K Steelbook for Transformers 1 and Wrath of Man.
Both I enjoyed.
Arrow Video doing their standard edition Blu-ray for Trick or Treat and a limited edition for The Visitor. And the Criterion Collection this week, the Eclipse Series 8, which are the Lubitsch musicals of The Love Parade, Monte Carlo, The Smiling Lieutenant, and 1 Hour with You. And let's talk about the one show that we're on, but let's also talk about the other ones.
Hello, it's Mike Reiner of Your Dark Companion here. Let me ask you, are you looking for something to fill the long dead air hours of your day? Well, join the Sunset Lounge DFW and Your Dark Companion on patreon.com, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Replace those sad, slow hours with sports, pop culture, music woven into interesting conversations. So step inside the green door, have a seat at the bar, and get in the groove with those shows and so very much more.
This. It is time for the Cheat Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things in the world of professional wrestling. Boys, let us dive right in. Alex, I have to ask a question before I do this first. These next couple of items, because you will know this better than I.
Oh, okay.
If we talk about Battle Riot, is that spoilers or is that out there now?
It is out there. Battle Riot has popped on YouTube last weekend.
Okay, so Battle Riot.
So we are free to fire.
From MLW, Killer Cross is your new champion. Very excited for him.
Killer.
It's been a great couple of weeks for friends of the show. I'm just saying.
And Kushida wins the middleweight title.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to him. And shout out to MPX's JD Griffey. He won their title at Global Wars.
Yes, he did.
That was a fun show to watch. Nothing really from a TNA standpoint last week. Well, I'll watch that tomorrow because it just now started. But they're doing really well. AMC's really happy. And I can't complain. WWE,
and you have Ryan Nemeth on tonight in a big match, so we're going to be interested.
We all know now why my WrestleMania or my Royal Rumble prediction didn't happen.
Yep.
Braun Breaker, when he flipped the announce table a couple of weeks ago, he injured himself. He's had hernia surgery, and he is not going to be ready for Mania. So
that's before the Rumble, and they just did that thing to make the storyline.
Yep.
That's what we're believed. That's what we're led to believe.
That what I've read. That was the pivot. So,
now I would also clarify. I would love to have him still around because he has really been growing on the mic.
Yeah.
So I could see him still being on air, even if he's not in ring.
Shout out North Texas hosting Memphis on the ESPN tonight. Alex and I talked about this the other day. So, as we know, Vegas is hosting Mania this year again. Ticket sales have been kind of slow.
There may or may not have been people who were at last year's that have been getting offers that are way lower.
So, if you go to Vegas and you can't get a ticket, you should be able to find an establishment, maybe for a watching party. Watch. Wouldn't you think that would be the logical thing, Don?
And
not so fast, my friend.
And having been there, there was the Palms, the Bellagio, Westgate. Every single location had a watch party.
Not so fast, my friend.
Okay.
The rumor is that the company is telling them that businesses within 50 miles of Allegiant Stadium can't show it.
Now, if anybody is unfamiliar, 50 miles in every direction from Vegas is desert.
Yeah. And some personalities have already agreed to host watching parties. And so expect this to get challenged. I'm just saying.
There might be a they can't sue us all moment.
Yeah.
Well, first off, they have a legal department, so yeah, they can. But
yeah, thanks for ruining the joke with fact, Don.
But I'm just
let it go. Let it go.
Hold on, no. I mean, are they saying that the ticket sales you think are going to be through the roof? It's going to be sold out like crazy.
No, the ticket sales are terrible.
Not at this point.
They are literally having panic meetings about how bad the ticket sales are.
Because last year they sold out the arena. You were there, right?
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, they didn't sell 100%, but they were so close to it you could round to there.
Okay,
but there was so much.
They also didn't have like the big to do that they always do when tickets go on sale, or they have, which I thought was weird.
We know why that is. They just changed who their partner for ticketing is. On Location, no longer a thing, and the new people not quite executing.
SmackDown this week and next week will be on Sci-Fi because of the Olympics. So if you don't have a service that automatically finds it for you, get on that. And congratulations to Jade Cargill. She's passed 100 days as champion with 2 defenses. Let's see.
Rumor has it there's going to be 3, and that's the list.
Raw, and Alex and I talked about this the other day, and Don, I don't know if you saw it this way or not. The exchange between Dom and Stephanie Becker seemed like a veiled and bad reference to the superb owl because they were just talking to each other in Spanish.
Okay.
And for me,
are you talking to was it on this Raw on Monday?
It's past Raw.
I didn't see it yet. I'm sorry.
But I would just say to the company, remember that Bad Bunny is one of the best celebrity guests you have ever had.
Exactly.
I still want to stand by the fact that no, I adamantly disagree with that question or that stance, because if you know enough to know what was being said, it was literally just them going back and forth in a way that Liv wouldn't understand. That was the setup.
I'm just saying.
I understand, but I just don't agree with it.
And WWE, please update Ivy Niles' picture. Thank you. Because she looks great without the braids.
She's amazing with straight hair. Yeah,
she still has the braids.
She's Ivy with the good hair now.
I'm very upset that we are 2 days away from Kelly Kincaid's contract being up. Ring of Honor. You're on the clock.
There's prior history.
Bring back my Quinn McKay, please. I did not know that she is the lady friend of one Elton Prince.
I believe they are married.
No, they are partners.
Oh, so it's Kit that's married.
Yes.
Okay, I had it reversed as to which member of Pretty Deadly was married.
And they do have a child. So, did you boys watch NXT by chance?
Calling it watching NXT nowadays is giving it a little bit too much credit.
I have not seen a movie tie-in this bad since RoboCop.
Are you sure? Because there was the Army of the Dead they did with the zombie lumberjacks.
But at least there was a purpose for that. There was a reason that you had it, because all they did was they took this psycho killer character, stuck him behind the announcers, and they were like, he's right there, bro. But just show the trailer. That was, I was like, I can't get those two in my life.
I have to ask. You wanted to make the connection during Raw to the Super Bowl halftime show, but you don't want to make the connection to the psycho killer being present when Tommaso Ciampa, the psycho killer, is no longer with the company.
I wasn't going to say it, but I did make that.
That one I'm with.
This Lexus King stable is rumored to be named Birthright. It is
trademarked.
With the possibility of Charlie Dempsey joining. Mm-hmm. And for those that do not know, Uriah Connors is Fit Finley's kid.
Mm-hmm. He's the younger brother of David,
who is rumored to be being courted by the company
and AEW.
Yeah. And Sol Ruka is now your number one contender to, of course, the dismay of Zarya. So
I feel like that has run too far at this point.
in a headline that Alex broke this last week, Double or Nothing will be in Queens, New York at the Louis Armstrong Stadium.
Yes, it will. That is a great location. It is an excellent venue. It is going to be a lot of fun.
They like the tennis courts. They do.
Well, there's an easy structure that's an elevated viewing space, and they can just work with the floor. They don't have to worry about adding, subtracting seats anywhere.
Collision's going to go head to head with Elimination Chamber.
Let's see how that goes.
I will be in Pflugerville that weekend, and there's rumors that there's not going to be an after party, so I may be able to watch it.
Oh, that's
if not,
cool.
I'll have to wait till I get home. I watched Dynamite this morning.
How happy am I with Dynamite?
I'm not. The ending, yes. The beginning, no.
Define the beginning. I want to know what you're referring to. What?
Ciampa doing the job?
Oh, see, I was thinking of before that with the talking segment to the laziest looking table spot we've seen in a long time.
I was like, why? Let that man have the belt for a little while.
Because we're going to have some fun with a ladder match, and I believe Ciampa's going to wind up getting added.
I hope
and it's going to be awesome.
Your mystery team for the three-way dance was the return of Private Party.
Did your back hurt when the music hit? I just want to know.
I kind of was expecting it.
Yeah, that's fair. I was excited to see them back.
I like them. I just hate that theme song.
The newer one's worse than the original, but I know why the original had to go.
Well, I love the security guy that's always their rogue. He came out with his headset on, just like, hey, cool, you know.
No velvet rope.
And you have a brand new women's champion in the Tekla. Friend of the show.
What if I said I got a response from both a couple that was early in the show and one that ended the show?
I wouldn't be shocked.
Because I got to pop Clark with his first AEW pictures and saying, look at that sexy, we can't say that word on TV or on this show. And then I got to finish with congratulating Tex, was corrected by a minion on the internet, and she replied with, I'm allowed to call her Tex.
Last week on Ring of Honor, we had Diamante, Voice of Reason.
That's a scary thought.
As the minion saga continues. Tonight, I'm up to the main event because it was a short episode tonight. The Outrunners are now using a Camel cigarettes motif. So they come out, they start their bit because, you know, they're in a 6-man team with Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle comes out, and when he does the boys, let's go break some hearts, Turbo Floyd just gets in front of the camera and goes, he's going to say a lot of stuff, and then walks on. And of course, Dalton Castle's talking the whole way down, and he's talking about like, I'm very upset. No one's complimented me in like the last hour. So please go online and say nice things about me, and make sure to tag Tony Khan because he loves that.
God, I love Dalton Castle. Not as much as somebody else on this panel.
He's right there.
Right here.
That's your dude.
Boys.
Them as a 6-man team, I'm so happy because it just
we need a vignette, Rob. We need the book and the checkbook. We need the Outrunners to show up Miami Vice style on a speedboat, a cigarette boat. Wait for it. And then Dalton Castle shows up late because his catamaran only goes so fast because he only does smooth sailing.
Right. I'm here for it. Let's do it. Do it tomorrow. Anything else you boys want to talk about?
You know, I think we've covered just about everything. It's been a great week. Congratulations, Tech. We're so happy and proud of you, Clark. It's awesome to see you in there.
And we love the Statlander.
Yes,
but I like
respect to Stat.
Yes.
So what? Let me ask you this: why do you think the tickets at Mania are so bad this year when it was so big last year? that they even came back and stuff like that. Go ahead.
I would like to answer this with we don't talk about political things.
Okay. That's okay.
That's a fair assessment.
Okay.
Yeah. That is my opinion. But we don't talk about that on this show. Yeah,
because I'm looking at, on Ticketmaster, and there are a lot of seats open right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at.
Yeah, they are allegedly in full-fledged panic.
And we brought this up last week. The Rumble attendance, I think they might have, if they have a bad year this year, they'll have a worse year next year on the attendance at Mania next year.
But the problem is they don't care about the attendance on those, Don. They've already got the money.
Yeah, they get the money up front. So, all right, there's a QR code over there. You should probably click on it so you can find all of our social media, and you can follow us on everything, including, and this is my favorite way to say this now, TikTok. The guy that does weird history food, that's what he says it, TikTok. And he does that on purpose because he sounds like Stephen Colbert. You can follow me on all your social medias if you would like. Everything is Yes That Rob Irvin. That is spelled ERVIN.
As you can see, I am Vexploit on all social medias. If you would like to help out the show, please go to ProWrestlingTees.com and search for the Cheap Podcast. You could also use a link in the QR code to get to our store. There's a lot of different design options, a lot of different color options within those designs. If you're an artist and you want to contribute a design or tweak a design, you'll get paid 100% of the proceeds of any shirt sold, and you can send those to Alex at the clubhousepodcast.com.
That URL to get those awesome shirts that even make me look good. Me. ProWrestlingTees.com/Podcast and Twitter. I'm adding Bunu, HBNUU. And if you want this message at your place, email me, Don, to clubhousepodcast.com.
Email Don if you would like us to come do a live. We love doing live remote shows. We'll be doing one March 8th at Retro Expo in Plano, Texas. So come join us for that. Also, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the official sponsor right here at Sunset Lounge DFW, because this time of year, seasons are changing. Allergies are going crazy. It can cause sleepless nights. It can cause you aches and pains. It can cause you anxiety. But what if you could free yourself of that and you could do it naturally? This is why we talk about CBD House of Healing, because they are here to help. It's a women-owned boutique that specializes using only their products that are made in their lab, because they want to make sure that what they're selling you meets the highest quality standards and purity standards. Summer Hansen is their owner. She's a registered nurse, and she emphasizes building trusted relationships through education. This is important because when you have the knowledge, you can care for yourself. That's her goal, because self-care is the most important thing. So if you need release from that stress, you need release from those aches and pains, you need release from those sleepless nights, go to cbddallas.com. You can also visit them at 8550 Plano Road, Suite 101. It's right there at Plano Road, Northwest Highway. You get yourself a slushie, and you can find the help and the healing you need at the CBD House of Healing. And I need to fix my notes on that because Alex has it right and I have it wrong. Oh, that's not even where I'm supposed to be. There we go. All right. You can email me if you would like. Questions, comments, concerns, tell me to go pound sand. I'm Rob at the clubhousepodcast.com. Charlotte Marshall's on Pinterest because we are morally obligated to say that. Our normal show every Thursday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, your one-stop shop for all things sports, entertainment, pop culture, and pro wrestling. It's what we do. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. So until next time, for Alex, for Don, for the Empire, I'm Rob. Clubhouse is closed, and I'm running out of things to vamp about Brittany Palmer because I just haven't seen her anywhere for a minute. Maybe she's getting ready for the wedding. I don't know.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.